You just bought a new set of tires a few months ago. They felt incredible at first, that perfect grip, that smooth roll. But now you're looking at them, and they're already squared off, worn down the middle, and you're wondering what went wrong. You might be blaming the tire compound, thinking you got a bad batch, or questioning the manufacturer. But here's the truth. The problem isn't your tires, it's your habits. Tires are expensive. There's no doubt about it. But you are actively destroying them with four simple habits that most riders perform completely on autopilot without even thinking. The good news is, once you know what they are, you can stop them. And when you stop these four habits, you will dramatically extend your tire life, save hundreds of dollars a year, and most importantly, keep your bike handling the way it was designed to. This isn't about buying a different brand. It's about becoming a smarter rider. Habit 1. The straight line hero. Let's start with the first and most common tire killer, being a straight line hero. This is the habit of spending almost all your riding time cruising on highways or long straight roads. You're just putting miles on the clock, but you're not really using the bike. The consequence of this is the dreaded squared-off tire profile. The center of your tire wears down flat while the sides stay relatively untouched. You end up with a tire that looks like a triangle instead of a circle. Now, why is this such a big deal? Because a squared-off tire completely changes how your bike handles. When you go to lean into a corner, the bike doesn't want to roll smoothly onto its side. Instead, it feels like it wants to fall into the turn. It's unstable, unpredictable, and you lose the intended contact patch that the tire engineers designed for cornering. You're literally fighting the shape of your own tire. The fix for this is what I call the cornering commitment. It's about being deliberate with your riding. You don't have to be dragging knee on public roads, but you do need to consciously use the full width of your tire. On your next ride, even if you're just commuting, look for opportunities to make gentle, sweeping turns. Instead of taking the most direct route home, take the one with a few more curves. When you're on a long straight, practice making small, controlled weight shifts and slight steering inputs to gently roll the bike from one side of the tire to the other. This isn't about speed, it's about movement. By regularly using the entire tread, you maintain that round profile. You're not just wearing out the tire evenly, you're keeping your bike's geometry intact. This one habit alone can double the life of your rear tire and transform the feel of your motorcycle. The goal is to wear the tire out evenly, not just wear it out. Habit 2. The pressure guess. Now let's talk about the second habit that's silently murdering your tires. The pressure guess. This is when you just look at your tires, give them a kick and think, yeah, they feel fine. Or maybe you check the pressure, but only once a month when you remember. Here's the thing, tire pressure is the single easiest variable to control, and getting it wrong is the fastest way to ruin your tires and compromise your safety. When your tires are underinflated, even by just a few PSI, they flex way more than they're designed to. All that extra flexing generates excessive heat. That heat builds up inside the tire, causing internal damage to the casing and making the rubber break down much faster. You'll see this as rapid, uneven wear on the shoulders of the tire. The bike will feel heavy and sluggish in corners because the tire is basically squirming underneath you. On the flip side, overinflating your tires is just as bad. You might think more air means less rolling resistance and better fuel economy, and you'd be right, but you're sacrificing everything else. An overinflated tire reduces the size of your contact patch, the actual part of the tire touching the road. Less rubber on the road means less grip, especially in corners. The tire becomes rock hard, transmitting every bump directly to you and making the ride harsh. And because all the weight is concentrated on that smaller center patch, you get accelerated wear right down the middle of the tire. The fix for this is non-negotiable. It's what I call the cold check discipline. You need to check your tire pressure with a reliable, accurate gauge, not the one at the gas station that's been dropped 100 times. And you must do it when the tires are cold, meaning the bike hasn't been ridden for at least a few hours. Pressure increases as tires heat up from riding, so checking them hot gives you a false reading. Do this once a week. It takes 2 minutes. Look at your bike's manual or the sticker on the swing arm or frame for the manufacturer's recommended PSI. Do not use the maximum pressure listed on the tire's sidewall. That's the maximum the tire can handle, not what's optimal for your specific motorcycle and weight. Sticking to this simple weekly routine is the cheapest insurance policy you can buy for both your tires and your safety. Habit 3. The panic brake skid. Moving on to the third habit, and this one can destroy a tire in an instant. The panic brake skid. This happens when you're surprised by something on the road and you grab a handful of brake without any finesse, especially on a bike without ABS. Instead of slowing down smoothly, you lock up the wheel and the tire starts skidding across the pavement. The consequence of a single lockup is a permanent flat spot on your tire. You've literally sanded down a section of the tread to create a flat, smooth area. Even if it doesn't look huge, you'll feel it immediately as a vibration or a rhythmic thumping sound once you start riding again. That flat spot is a major weak point in the tire's structure. It ruins the balance and can lead to a blowout, meaning you have to replace the tire right away. It's not just about wear, it's about safety. The fix here is all about building muscle memory through what I call progressive practice. You need to train yourself to use both brakes together, applying pressure smoothly and progressively, not just jamming them on. The front brake provides about 70% of your stopping power, but you need the rear to help stabilize the bike. Find an empty parking lot and practice. Start at a slow speed, like 15 or 20 miles per hour, and practice coming to a complete stop without locking either wheel. Focus on the feeling of the brakes engaging. As you get comfortable, gradually increase your speed. The goal is to make smooth, controlled braking your automatic reaction instead of panic. If your bike has ABS, this practice is still crucial because it teaches you the limits of your braking system. Mastering this doesn't just save your tires from being ruined in one scary moment. It could save you from a much worse outcome. It turns a potential disaster into a controlled maneuver. Habit 4. The chain neglect. Now for the fourth habit that's secretly costing you, tire life, chain neglect. This one might surprise you, but it's a direct connection. When you run your chain too tight, too loose, or just let it get dirty and rusty, you're creating a jerky, inefficient power delivery to the rear wheel. Every time you roll on the throttle, a sloppy chain doesn't transfer that power smoothly. Instead, it snatches and shocks the rear tire. That sudden jolt of power puts unnecessary stress on the tread, causing what's called micro tear wear. You're essentially ripping tiny pieces of rubber off the tire with every uneven power pulse, accelerating wear dramatically. The fix is simple and falls under what I call the three-finger rule. You need to maintain proper chain tension with the bike on its side stand and someone sitting on it for the most accurate measurement. You should have about an inch of up and down play in the middle of the bottom run of the chain. That's roughly 3 fingers width. But tension is only half the battle. A clean, well-lubricated chain is a smooth chain. Take 5 minutes after a ride to wipe off the grime and apply a fresh coat of chain lube. This ensures the power from your engine gets to the rear wheel as smoothly as possible, protecting that expensive tire from violent, wear-inducing shocks. It's basic maintenance that pays off directly in extended tire life. So there you have it, the 4 habits that are draining your wallet and ruining your tires. Straight line cruising that squares them off, guessing on tire pressure that cooks them, panic braking that flat spots them, and chain neglect that shreds them. You now know exactly what to avoid. The best performance upgrade for your bike isn't a new set of sticky rubber. It's replacing these bad habits with smarter ones. You can start today. Check your tire pressure before your next ride. Lube your chain. Be more deliberate in your cornering. Practice your braking. If this helped you understand how to get more life out of your current setup, smash that like button and subscribe for more tips that actually save you money. Drop a comment below telling me which of these 4 habits you're going to work on first ride safe, and I'll see you in the next one.